Today, we're jumping right into a high-stakes trade drama. We're talking about Brazil, a global economic powerhouse suddenly facing down an ultimatum from its second biggest trading partner. It's a fascinating story of economic maneuvering, strategic comebacks, and a pretty shocking twist that flips the whole thing on its head.
Okay, so to really get why this was such a big deal, you first have to understand just how massive Brazil is in the world of trade. We're not talking about a small player here. This is a true giant, a real heavyweight on the global stage. Get a load of this number, $158 billion. That's Brazil's trade with just one single country in 2024. I mean, to put that in perspective, that amount of money flowing back and forth is bigger than the entire economy of many countries. It's just huge. And that one partner, it's China. They've been Brazil's #1 trading partner for a long time, since 2009. And this isn't some static relationship. It's growing, it's hitting record highs. This partnership alone shows you the incredible scale of what Brazil is moving around the planet. So now that we have a sense of that massive scale, let's kind of take an X-ray of their trade in 2024. Who else are the big players, and what exactly is Brazil selling that fuels this whole economic machine? This chart really tells the story, doesn't it? You can just see China's dominance. It's not even close. The US is a solid #2, but they're a distant second. And then you have Argentina in third, which shows you that even for a global giant, regional partners are still absolutely crucial. So what's actually in all those shipping containers? Well, it really boils down to commodities. You can see here that soy, crude oil, and iron ore make up a huge chunk of what Brazil sells to Asia. They are literally feeding people and fueling entire economies across the continent. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because trade is never a simple one-way street. With China, Brazil has a massive surplus, meaning they sell way more to China than they buy. But then you looked at a partner like Russia, and the story is completely flipped. Brazil has a big deficit there, mostly because it imports critical things like fertilizers. It's a complex dance. So you have this picture of incredible commercial success, right? But this whole system, built on these complex global relationships, was about to run straight into a major storm, and it was going to hit fast. And then, boom, July 2025, an announcement comes out of Washington that sends this massive economic and geopolitical shockwave right through Brazil, directly threatening one of its most important trade partnerships. And there it is. With that one sentence, the United States, Brazil's #2 partner, basically declared a trade war. They just threw down this enormous economic gauntlet. So what was the official reason? Well, the justifications given by the US were, frankly, kind of all over the place. They started with this claim about a trade deficit, but then they mixed in criticisms about Brazil's internal politics and launched this huge investigation into everything from e-commerce to environmental policy. So faced with this absolutely massive economic threat, what did Brazil do? Did they just take it? No way. They immediately launched a really smart, multi-part strategy to fight back. Brazil's countermove was super organized. It was broken down into these 3 clear parts. The idea was to hit the problem from every single angle, legally, through global diplomacy, and by protecting their own economy at home. So first, the legal response. Brazil pointed to this brand new law it had. You can basically think of it as a "you hit us, we can legally hit you back" tool. It gave the government the official power to retaliate against exactly this kind of move. Next up, diplomacy. Brazil took the fight to the global stage. By formally challenging the US tariffs at the World Trade Organization, they were making a bigger point. They were saying, hey, this isn't just about us. This is about the rules that everyone is supposed to be playing by. And third, they moved to protect their own industries from the immediate damage. This Sovereign Brazil plan was like an economic shield. It was designed to pump money and credit to the companies and sectors that were going to get hit the hardest by these new American tariffs. But beyond all the legal challenges and support packages, Brazil had one killer counterargument. A single amazing fact that completely demolished the main justification the US was using for this whole thing. Brazil pointed to this number, $410 billion. But here's the kicker. This wasn't Brazil's surplus with the US. Oh no. This was the total trade surplus that the United States had with Brazil over the last 15 years. And what's just so incredible here is that this fact came directly from Washington's own government data. So Brazil used the US's own numbers against them to completely blow their main argument out of the water. Talk about a mic drop moment. This whole dramatic showdown isn't just a story about Brazil and the US. It brings up much bigger, much more important questions about the future of global trade for everybody. This whole dispute is really a perfect case study. As some of the world's biggest powers start using these kinds of tactics more and more, it really leaves you wondering, how are other trading nations like Brazil supposed to navigate this new, unpredictable world? What tools will they need to not just survive, but to actually succeed?